Good morning, this is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. Starting off with some mostly sunny conditions. Do have a few clouds out there and some slightly reduced visibility, as we did see some mist and fog swing through the area early this morning. Otherwise, expecting another hot and humid day. We do have a heat advisory in effect from 10 to 1600 local today, so another hot and humid day. Very slight chance of a shower or storm in the area later on tonight. Not very likely, but we'll get into a better chance of some disturbed weather as we move into the weekend. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we still have high pressure mainly over the area. We have that boundary off to the west and upper level trough supporting that. Again, as we continue through the week, expecting that to slowly approach the area starting as we move over the next 24 to 48 hours, and then it's going to stall out across the area. We'll see some showers and storms out ahead of that, and that will help to keep a somewhat disturbed pattern in the area over the weekend, but just some spotty showers and storms as things look to be more unsettled off to the west of the area. If we look at the current weather from this morning's observation, we're seeing just a few clouds around 300 feet from that fog layer that was in the area. Otherwise, a few clouds at 6,000 feet, some scattered clouds at 25,000 feet. Slightly reduced visibilities starting to come back as the sun is rising. Winds out of the south to south-southeast at 4 knots. Temperature around 79 degrees and relative humidity is at 97%. If we look at the current visible satellite, we can see just a few high cloud streaks across the area, some lower clouds off to the south, much more clouds located well off to the west with that boundary and some of that shower activity. We'll likely see that approaching the area as we get later in the day and into the evening hours, but overall, partly cloudy day as we move through the day today. If we look at the short-term high-resolution model, we'll see how things play out. Again, expecting dry conditions as we go through the day, hot and humid conditions, and as we get in the later part of the afternoon, we'll see some slightly breezy conditions, but should stay below that wind advisory criteria. Otherwise, as we go into the evening hours, we see a lot of the convective activity firing off well off to the west and northwest. That slowly approaches the area, but as you can see, this is later into the evening, past the 20 local time frame, and we'll be losing that sun to help support these storms, so we'll likely see these fizzle out, as you can see the model indicating here. Just a very slight chance of a shower or storm in the vicinity, no real threat of impacting the local area here at Wallops. Looks to be less than 10% chance. As we go through the overnight, we'll likely see some patchy mist or fog develop once again before sunrise tomorrow, then starting off dry, still warm and humid tomorrow as we go through the day. Slightly lower heat index values expected, maybe just at or below 100 degrees for those heat index values. We'll have a slight chance of a pop-up shower during the afternoon, and then once again with that boundary still stalled over the area, we start to see some convection firing during the late afternoon and into the evening. Again, the timing on this not beneficial for the storms. We're losing some of that daytime heating, but a slightly better chance we see some of that activity making it into the area tomorrow night. So a slight chance of a shower storm. Should see things wind down overnight. Once again, a chance of some patchy mist or fog. And then a similar story as we go into Saturday. Saturday looking a little less bullish than what we have been seeing, with just a chance of an afternoon or evening isolated mainly shower moving through the area during the afternoon and evening. So if we take a look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we do have that orange risk once again for heat index values at or above 100 degrees, expecting that actual temperature to get up to around 91 degrees this afternoon. We'll see winds out of the south today starting to pick up as we move into the afternoon hours, 5 to 10 knots gusting to 15, and then towards the second part of the afternoon, we'll start to see more south-southeasterly wind, 8 to 13 knots, gusting up to 18 knots. And that continues as we go into the first part of the evening, when we'll start to see things cool down slightly, but still staying warm and muggy. And as we go past the 22 local time frame, it's when we could see a very slight chance of a shower or storm in the vicinity. Not expecting any impacts here locally at the facility, so staying with green conditions for precip and lightning as we go through that time frame. Otherwise, as we go into the morning of Friday, we'll see temperatures get down to around 75 degrees. Those winds will lighten up a bit, and that will allow for a chance of some mist or fog to once again develop before sunrise. So do pick up that yellow risk for reduced ceilings or visibilities during that time frame. But otherwise, just a mix of low clouds and mainly high clouds as we go through the day today. Still saying partly sunny, could see a broken layer briefly develop, but we'll see some increased clouds with some of that shower activity off to the west as we go through the overnight hours, and then things should become partly cloudy once again as we start the day on Friday. Tides are running about half a foot to a foot above normal. If we look into the next couple of days, seeing partly to mostly cloudy conditions at times for our Friday, another hot and humid day with a high around 88, but again expecting those heat index values to be slightly lower, maybe just at or below 100 degrees. Well, that slight chance of a pop-up shower during the afternoon, but the better chance will be later in the afternoon into the evening hours once again. So do have that yellow risk for precip and lightning. Otherwise, just slightly breezy with a high of 88. Going into the first part of the evening, we'll keep that slight chance of a shower or storm. So we do have that yellow risk once again for precip and lightning. Otherwise, we'll see a partly to mostly cloudy evening and once again a chance of some mist in the area before sunrise Saturday morning with that low around 73. As we go into Saturday, we'll see a slightly cooler day with a high around 85 degrees. It's going to keep those heat index values a little lower as well, but still be warm and humid. We'll see partly to mostly cloudy conditions with that chance of afternoon or evening shower or thunderstorm once again. So keeping that yellow risk for precip and lightning, and another slightly breezy day for our Saturday. Well, that will wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. Take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.